Welcome one and all to another episode of Movie Mondays, and of course we're going to keep on going, keep the train going, and we're going to look at Protoform Starscream today. Now I will give a disclaimer right up front, I am missing a part, I am missing the flame effect with this Starscream. I did trade him off, and I did trade him back, and I think I must have lost the part in between all the different numerous trades. So, just a disclaimer on that, but I don't really think I'm missing it, and and it's gonna be kind of hard to get it back. But anyway, onto the figure. Just like Optimus Prime, just like previously with Optimus Prime, he is assuming a entry mode, which basically means it's a more capsule-like formation to help them enter the Earth's atmosphere, which it helps them burn off the friction. Because they know if they just try to, skydive into the atmosphere, they're going to lose a limb or two. So they just basically ball up into a giant chunk of metal and just plunge to the Earth. And whenever they hit Earth, then that's when they start to unfurl. Cue the scene from the first movie. But anyway, he's actually, first off, made out of the swirly gold plastic. I mean, the type of gold plastic that you can already start to see it is the one that we fear. I mean, I'm afraid of that. This is saying maybe another 10 years down the road, that if I look at it hard enough, maybe a limb will fall. But this was in 2007 when those started getting better. Of course, there's the Decepticon symbol with a little bit of paint chipping. That's pretty much like the biggest glob of paint on this thing. Little turbines, little things that represent the thing by the head. But anyway, let's go ahead and get him started, because he's very easy. He really is. So, before we do that, we can just take this part and just take that off. Sometimes the gun will come. Sometimes the gun will come with the legs, and then other times it will actually stay hooked up into here. That's where it will actually dock. But either way, good convenience. And all we do is this. So recently, I picked up the Transformers comic books, the IDW ones that came along with the movie. The adaptation, the sequel, and the prequel. And kind of enjoying them. I'm kind of immersing myself, because I kind of avoided it when the movie was actually out. But the expanded parts of the story part, the expanded parts of the movie that weren't really shown, like, how did they find the cube, how they transport Megatron. Okay, so I wish they did this more, but these actually tab in via the screw holes. I kind of wish they'd do that more. They do it every now and then, but I kind of wish they would utilize that more. And you just flip these out, and your first bit of automorph is you bring the arms down, and the head pops out. And then we just bring the arms down. Now, this is the only bicep swivel right here, and it's on a ball joint. And do the same thing over here. Making it look complicated, and you just put that down on the back. And of course, I do like to do that to make them a little bit more flush. And his legs do separate to do that. Boo-doo-doo-doo. I've actually been playing a lot of Zelda as of late, too. Now, first off, let's take a look at his gun. Which the flame part can either do one of two ways. It can either fit on the tip here, but unlike Prime's gun, where it was just a static gun, this one actually does fire a missile, and it actually fired pretty far, because the last time I tried to film this actually shot all the way over there and got mixed up in some stuff. So I had to spend like a good hour looking for it. But you can also take it out, and the flame part would actually be able to turn around and fit in here to make it look like a spewing fire. But, of course, thanks to me losing it, it's kind of hard to show that now. But anyway, take a look at Starscream's face really quick. It's one of those faces where they got a good amount of detail in it for the deluxe class, but it dies to be in a Voyager form, which thankfully he did get later down the road. Push back a little more. There we go. Now, of course, he can't hold his gun. All I have to do is just take his little claw thing, Put it right there. Now the only down, he has that. Okay, you can have him have the elbow joint, but you have to basically swivel the whole arm, like so. Ta-da! And these things on the feet, they don't do anything. They just do this. They just do that. I don't know. I do not know. I really do not know. Anyway, but yeah, when he transforms, unlike Optimus Prime, where you actually get to see a metric ton of black and a little bit more silver come out of the woodwork, with Starscream here, it's pretty much the same. Prime had a lot of those panels covering up had a lot of panels both on his arms, legs, and that both on his arms, his legs, and a couple that would go onto his back, covering up the black. Since pretty much Starscream is what you see is what you get, there's no real surprises other than he makes a good sizable deluxe class. Even compared to today's stuff. Like, here's Mindwipe. And at least from the angle, no, stay. At least from the angle, no, you can pretty much tell Starscream's a bit taller. He was a standard deluxe class size for the movie line. No, overall, I really don't have any nitpick. You can pretty much tell how this is going to be. If I don't have a problem with the figure whatsoever, I'm just going to be quiet and like, hey guys, I kind of like this figure, check it out. But when I have a problem with the figure, which we're going to get to here shortly, you'll hear my voice and my opinions really loudly, especially because the mic on this new camera is really good. Now, next week is when we start diving into the rabbit hole, where the first week is where we saw the first wave of the figures, the Protoform figures, but next week is where we see the dark side of the movie line, not the non-movie molds, but we're looking at the repaints from previous lines. We're talking about Energon, Armada, and Cybertron. So check in next week, guys, to see which ones I'm talking about.